Damn, Jacob, this shit crack. Damn, Jacob, this shit crack. Damn, Jacob, this shit crack. Damn, Jacob, this shit crack.
Help me go the way you want me to go, 'cause I can't face the things that you're thinking, so help me understand it now. Tell me everything.
Yo, I just want to say thank you to everyone that is tuning in. Thank you for holding tight. We are almost set up. It's the after party. It's the after party. It's the after party. Yeah. 2 minutes. If I'm peaking, let me know. I'm sorry if I peak because I'm just hyped, y'all. I'm just hyped. Woo. Thank you, Amelia. Amelia says, I love the video. This song has been on repeat since I've heard it. Thank you. Dre South in the building. Who else in this mug? If you in here, speak up. Vanessa Azan. Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Tell me, did I say it? Did I get it? Tell me.
Damn, Jacob, this shit crack.
Ooh! I don't know. This, you know what? This thing is smooth too. This beat is smooth. Is it Casa or Casa? Or Cassandra? Cassandra Smith is, but you go by Casa? Thank you so much, Miss Smith. Ross hyping Dre. Dre South's one of my favorite rappers. FYI, in case you ain't know. Yo, I'm vibing so hard. It's ridiculous. I didn't know. I didn't think I could.
Damn, Jacob, this shit crack.
Treat gang! Yo, we about to do this right now. What is up? Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here. Welcome to the post-release live stream for my latest drop, Worth It, moments ago. Some of you, and if not all of you, that's all right. I'm really not tripping that much. We're at the premiere of the new Worth It music video. And of course, we're going to talk about initial reactions. We're going to do some breakdowns of the song and visual. But most importantly, we're going to celebrate the biggest drop of my career thus far. First, I got to thank a few people. I got to thank Ross Fleury, my partner, one of my closest friends, and who has been one of my ride or dies for almost a year now. And we've been doing a lot of things together. We got tons more to do. I want to say a thank you to the Library of. I got to say thank you to Constance Elaine, holding it down every single time. Also got to say thank you to Cinestax. That's Stacy Scott, by the way. She's one of the actresses. I want to say thank you to Tara. I don't know how to say her new name, Sarah or Sayer, one of those things. But she's dope. She's also another artist. And Judah and Orange Beard Films and all of those things. So now that I got all that stuff out of the way, and if I forgot somebody, I'm sorry, but there's tons of people. Oh yeah, you guys, thank you so much for being at the premiere. Thank you so much for being here at the live stream. This is it's been a long time coming, and for those of you who've been with me along this whole ride, you know that it's been a long time coming. Everything we're doing works together for the overall the overall scheme. If you're watching from TikTok or Instagram, you're seeing a behind-the-scenes situation right now, and you can easily come to the live and join for real so that you can be seen, heard, all that jazz. Links are in all of those profiles. Now back to you guys. All right, so check it. My guest and co-host for tonight's live stream is my good brother Colt from Raining Reacts YouTube channel. Bro, thank you so much for being here. He's up here, by the way, from me, but guys. So if you see me looking over here, I'm not like having a breakdown or something, or something's not on my wall. It's actually Colt. Colt has been an avid supporter of Tree Gang for like almost a year now, and has become a good friend and a crucial YouTube colleague. And Colt, do me a favor, tell the gang a little bit about your channel and its content.
Yeah, so the Raining Reacts channel is all about not only enjoying the music sounds, but the artistry that is put into each song, the visuals, the double and triple entendres, the replay value, and just how amazing a piece can be. And as always, I look and see the perspectives from everybody else, all the subs, the people that randomly will find the video through links and things like that. And it's just so awesome to see just how it can relate to each person differently. And that's why I love it.
What made you start your channel?
Kind of a funny story, especially after this song, but my ex told me while we were watching another reactor that I was catching stuff that they weren't, and that I should do it, and I didn't think I should. Well, shortly after, we decided to split our own ways, and I was like, you know what, if I'm going to take any advice out of that, that's going to be the piece, and that's when I started it.
Man, well, I'm so glad you did, because the way we met was you did a reaction to the barbershop freestyle, and you found it the second time it went viral, which was through TikTok, and you were the first person to do a reaction to any of that. So thank you, man, and you introduced me to that whole world. And anyways, we're gonna get into it. Phil reminded me, Tevin. I don't know how I forgot Tevin. I guess nobody knows Tevin. Oh my God, he's gonna say that to me. That's his handle name. Nobody knows Tevin, and he's literally one of the most key people in everything that I'm doing, because he's there for everything. He's my BTS guy. He's my just the guy I call when I need anything. Tevin is so crucial. Maybe because he's not here right now. No, I'm just playing. I don't know what he's probably making some money doing some work. I don't know what it is, but I'm so glad that y'all took a break from your lives to be a part of this so we can share this together. Anyways, so here's how it's gonna work. As we watch the music video, which you can see right here, all right, Colt, my co-host, is going to cue stopping points for us to talk, because he is a reactor. That's what he does. So he reacted while the live premiere was going on, and he's going to have us break down. He's going to have questions. We're going to talk about things that come up in our brain as we're going through it, and I want to hear what y'all have to think about it. So when we stop, we'll respond to your comments and questions and so on and so forth. You got any thoughts, Colt, before I hit play?
There's going to be a lot of pausing.
Oh my gosh. All right. Are y'all ready? Let me know if you're ready. Send some type of, oh my gosh. Phil said, Ross said yes, Tevin, and Phil just laughed. He's laughing at me because I made a fool of myself. Thank you. Thank you to all y'all. Let's do this.
Before you even hit play.
What?
I got to admire the rap that's on the wall behind you, by the way.
Oh, okay. Look, now we already into it. Already get into so that's a special piece. So one of my decade-long best friends, one of my closest people to me for over a decade, actually let me borrow that. That's his, and he's gonna be so happy when he sees it on the wall. I don't know what he's doing right now, you know, but when he sees that on the wall, he's gonna be so happy. Yeah, he came in crucial. Absolutely. All right, let's do it.
Oh, hold on a second. I got a comment on the just the attitude and like sass that you have through this whole music video. Like, bro, you look like you were actually peeved about something. Like, just right there, tell me that I'm wrong.
Um, you know what? That day was really, really long. In fact, by the time this is only the second scene of the night that we were shooting, and we had already been there for I think 6 hours. So yeah, it had already been a long day. Running around and then getting to the set and then being on set for I think around at least 5 to 6 hours already because the first setup is always the longest, and I'm already tired. But yeah, I think the biggest key is like what I felt was what allowed all of that to happen though was just the crew, especially Phil. So me and Phil talk the most during every production. So Phil's the director. It's his job to make sure that we're getting everything captured. He's specifically the director of photography and just the overall director. And so he's looking at the framing. He's looking at what's going on. And he's, telling me, here's what we're about to do. And the most beautiful thing about our relationship on set is that we've really learned this back and forth where he gives me room to really just do whatever is I'm feeling in the moment for what we're trying to accomplish. And I think if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to just. I remember the biggest thing on set that was said over and over again is, get him his props. Trevor needs his props. He needs his props. It's so funny. All right, let's get into. I'm gonna start it back.
Used to be you, me and Moscato, snuggled up 2-piece,
So pause.
with a bottle.
Okay.
So this is something huge that I noticed right off the bat.
All right.
So I actually had a old friend of mine, was my boss for a little while, taught me a lot about body language. And I was like, she's sitting there, she's got her legs crossed towards Trevor, which is usually an indicator that she likes him, right? And then her face. And I was like, she is not happy right now. Like, I just thought it was really cool, just like the little nuances that you hit with that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I see what I didn't even notice that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, so the whole thing is that they're supposed to be, like, the whole thing is supposed to be, it's not good, it's not bad, it's all of it. So
Yeah, and that was perfect. That was perfect.
exactly. Nice. That's dope. Oh, for the
Used to be you, me and Moscato, snuggled up 2-piece, potted with a bottle, acting all cute, low-key, coulda model. Then you threw a wrench in the engine, busting up the throttle. Cherish when
I
it's
really
good,
like
you
that.
got it.
That
Cause it all
analogy.
tastes good till it's rotten. Bad feel good till it's nothing. You left with a whole lot of wish you had forgotten. I remember how I kicked off. We were 2 kids lost in the days. Just
So,
passing
pause.
time.
Okay.
This is something that and I don't know if you intentionally did this, but I thought that this was so cool. Because on the left side, y'all are having so much fun and enjoying your relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle, you're still in the caring, like trying to make sure everything's great, and she's kind of still got a little bit of attitude, but that could have been a bad day or whatever, you know. And then on the third one, she's like, I won't even pinky promise you, like no way. And then in the last one, you're solo. So it reminded me of the stages of how it all was breaking down.
That's so dope, bro. See, that's why I love your reactions, man, because you'll see things that ended up happening in order to tell the story, but really how perfectly they fit together. So
Right.
the whole key is that we're creating the foundation of the story is like, it used to be you, me, and Moscato, snuggled up, 2-piece, potted with a bottle, and so everything's good, right? I remember how it kicked off. We were 2 kids lost in the days, and yeah, we're just setting it up, and it's supposed to basically capture as much as we could with one scene to capture that this was a full-on, relationship and all of those elements involved.
Eyes was enough for a summer day. If you could, would you bring us back to a place we were happy at? Pull a curtain down on the past. Well, I don't know if I could give you that. Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it?
Pause.
The way you let me.
I just want to say that chorus and going into like, would you bring it back, or would you close the curtain on it? Like that is so like not only beautifully written but gets the whole story so simply. It's awesome. I love that. I love that chorus.
Let me hear it.
It's still stuck in my head.
Ooh, tell me, was it we were happy at? Pull a curtain down on the past. Well, I don't know if I could give you that. If you could, would you bring us back to a place we were happy at? Pull a curtain down on the past. Well, I don't know if I could give you that.
Okay, so here's the thing about this song, all right? So this song was originally written 2 years ago, all right?
Okay.
And it was a totally different version. By the time I was ready to revisit the song, it was just, I knew that I wanted to update it. I wanted to, I heard this beat one night late, and I just heard it, worth it, tell me, was it worth it, perfect. And I was just hearing that, and I was like, ooh, and then I wrote that whole opening section. So I wrote that whole opening section right then and there, and then I just reworked all of the lyrics to fit the new thing. So the original was the original version of that line. I needed to make sure that the same message was there, but also make it fit with this song. And so it was it was just an idea of that, like it was I ain't never been the one to claim when love don't feel the same. Now I gotta be the one to say our love has lost its way. I seen past all the curtains and the sun's been locked away. This love used to be perfect, now it's died from all the shade. Just tell me, was it worth it? So that was the original version of the chorus.
I like that. It turned out great.
We might bring another version
like
out.
that.
We might bring another version out. I don't know, but yeah. Evil Clang likes it. I don't know. I said his name totally wrong, but all right, let's get back into it.
On the past. Well, I don't know if I could give you that. Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it? The way you let me hurt it. Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it?
Pause.
Tell me, was it worth it?
Since we talked about the antlers at the beginning, I gotta pay homage to whatever kind of skull that is in the background right there.
Yo, okay.
I couldn't tell perfectly,
Judah.
but that was so cool.
So Judah Walker was so usually it's a mix. Everyone kind of participates in the prop bringing so that we have way more than we could possibly need, and through all of that we'll pick some from here, some from there, and Judah just came through with that skull, and it really fit. So yeah, so here's the introduction to the other relationship. And so what I didn't want is in pause we had one really well-developed backstory and like really pulled that relationship, but this was not so much about the relationship as it was about the feeling that everybody deals with. So I felt like I didn't want it to be about this particular moment. I wanted it to be more about the fact like everyone, like this is something that happens over and over and over again. Like it didn't matter who, it could just be anybody, right? In any situation, in any relationship, you can relate to these types of feelings and this situation. So we thought it'd be really cool to have the one girl be like light and one girl to be dark. So it's like two different types of personalities, and they just would look really cool next to each other.
I actually have some comments about that later on in the video, but I also want to say when I got to just the beginning, you holding up the notebook, was it worth it? It reminded me of an old saying my dad used to always ask me, is if the juice is worth the squeeze.
Whoa, yes,
And
absolutely.
I was like, you'll see in the reaction later that I go into depth on it a little bit, and yeah, it's so dope. I really like just the quote is so cool.
Ross, big shout out to Ross for the super chat. Thank you so much. And also just want to say thank you, Sarah, for subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, please do feel free to add them here. If you're here watching, please share your insight. We want to hear what you're talking about. We don't want it to just be us sharing with you, but we're having a lot of fun breaking this down. All right, Colt, what do we do next? We keep going?
Yep, you can keep going.
All right.
The way you let me hurt it, hurt it. Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it? Ooh, tell me, was it worth it, worth it? The way you let me hurt it, hurt it. Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it? You had me heat up the sheets while you creep out and she
Pause.
said, ain't what it's.
So first off, when all this is going down, I'm like, don't tell me nobody did my man's like this. um, but for two, that black rose, the way that it's
Oh,
the way that it's and I know that you're going with the dark and light thing, but the meaning that this black rose that is so perfectly still together came to my mind was is that this is such a fruitful and beautiful strong love, and then it died instantly and it didn't even have time to wither away.
wow. That's mad
And
deep.
so yeah, I thought that was dope. I thought the symbolism there and then instantly what you go into in this verse was just like perfect.
You know what I love the most about doing productions is the art that happens because you're creating the whole piece, like every piece. You know, you're really going the extra mile to do your like everybody on this set. I mean, by this shot that you're looking at, I mean, people were like dead tired. This shoot was 12 hours long,
Oof.
and um, like because there was so much involved in the production elements, like from every time everything you see, every piece was really thought out, and uh like right there while we're doing it and setting up, and has a purpose and paints the picture. And Black Roses was something that Phil told me to get, or Phil and Reese told me to get, uh and like we wanted to make sure that we represented uh, this character really well, and I love that that's an added piece to it. Those are the pieces that you can't plan for, but
Yeah.
after you've filmed everything and you've got it, I can sit down in the editing floor and really create and put it all together in a way that says something, and I'm so glad it did. Wow, that's dope. All right, I'm gonna rewind
The
it.
sheets while you creep
All
out.
right, hold on.
Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it?
Phil said he echoes that Ross. He said Ross said great commentary. Ross said truth 12 hours. Phil said I echo that, Ross. And then Phil said, oh, the rose was all Reese, and they told me where to go get it. I just went and got it day of. Yeah, I don't get to, like, don't get me wrong. When we get on set, I have to focus on doing what I'm doing, and I let everybody else do what they're supposed to be doing. And but up until the moment we get on set, man, I'm working my tail off to make sure that everything is in order. But I will say that's my favorite thing about working with everyone in the credits on this one.
You had me heat up the sheets while you creep out and she said it ain't what it seemed, but it seemed like to me you traded baddest for average, matches for ashes, took what would last,
So
trashed
pause.
it, used to be.
That comparison I go into depth on too. I really like, baddest from average. So you're going from the top to just something like meh. Like why would you do that? And then from matches to ashes, like you're going from something that's lit to something that's dead. Like I thought that was so sick.
Bro, so the original version of the record, uh, was matches to I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't Ashes. And I was thinking to myself, so when I wrote this version that night and I turned it to Ashes and it was like a light bulb, I was kicking myself, like thinking, why wouldn't you initially think Ashes considering you said matches? Like, what's wrong with you? Sometimes things just take a while, but yeah, bro, I love that part too, man. That's a great, I just felt like it's so powerful because like I just feel like when I'm writing something, I really, really want it to hit, like every single line has to hit all the way and they all have to connect. So it's not that they further say the same thing, it's that you build and then you expand. Then you expand and everything goes up to this overall like journey. Really, it's like it's almost you can start at the beginning of a song, and my goal is that by the end of it you've gone somewhere, and you don't have to every time. It could just be a feel good. You can, you know, how you tune out to good records and stuff, but I wanted to have that many levels to it. So I'm glad that you appreciated that.
The baddest for average, matches for ashes. Took what would last, trashed it, used to be you. Me and Moscato, snuggled up 2-piece, potted with a bottle.
All right, pause. So this is where I want to get into the different scenes and the different relationships, okay? So I was like, first relationship, this man, and he's just dressing how he wants to, just fresh, clean. Second relationship, you're going on to the darker side, and like that sexy type vibe, right? Like you were reciprocating to the girl,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And then in the third one, you go into your casual. And I was like, yo, this is something like that you got to really think of because these are all different women. And when you spend a lot of time with somebody like you do in a relationship, you take on habits of theirs. And then when you're in a relationship, you're also trying to make them happier. So you're also adjusting the things that they like and taking on those habits at the same moment. It's so easy to switch a style up.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. Now this is the same. So they're the same two people. There's only two relationships in this thing.
Okay.
So the way we did it was we did the three different pieces. So we did the main thing that you've seen each of them where it's just the same set with the completely different change, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
So we did it to where it's just the different elements of a relationship that you experience when you're in a deep. So you've got the on the couch like date night.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the like the everyday life, which is this, and then to tell the backstory, you've got the fact that they were definitely together. That's why they're in bed, right?
Yeah.
So they've been together for a long time, and this is a long relationship. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the whole to just create the full circle, right? And and this just happened to be a really cool set, and I love the color choices and the different pieces. But I love how, you know, so I do the costume design, and I choose what the models wear, and I work with Constance, Elaine, the makeup artist, to design the makeup to fit, you know, the type of character we're going for, and it has to match, you know, the whole thing. And then I pick out what I'm wearing, and it's got to all make sense together. And I just felt like, you know, like I said, this was everyday wear. That's why I chose like just the white tee. You can't see them, but I'm wearing some really fresh Air Force Ones. And like I got all of my Nike sponsor, brother. Okay, or send me some free shoes, or give me a discount, something. Love y'all. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play. All right, let's get back to it.
Took what would last, trashed it, used to be you.
Oh, wait, I almost forgot to respond. So Dre South said, that's crazy, bro. She looks like my next girlfriend. I'm gonna let Stacy know you said that, even though she's, I'm not gonna tell her business. But anyways, I'm gonna let her know. Or maybe she'll see it, who knows. Ross said, the greatness of Trevor Lee. No, whatever, okay. Sean said, love the message of the song. Thanks, man. All right.
Just took what would last. Trashed it, used to be you, me and Moscato. Snuggled up, 2 piece, potted with a bottle. Acting all cute, low key, could've modeled. Then you threw a wrench in the engine, busting up the throttle. Cherish when it's good and you got it. Cause it all tastes good till it's rotten. Bad feel good till it's not in. You left with a whole lot of wish you had forgotten. Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it? The way you left me hurting.
So pause,
All
because
right.
I'm about to get into something that I'm gonna talk about for probably a little bit. I really like how you show these happy scenes right here from both relationships, like,
Bro, I
'cause-
love you so much. Like, I'm telling you, see, y'all, everyone, this is why he is here as my co-host. This is why I get him to react to every one of my videos, no matter what song, whatever, because he gets it. Like, and he's only seen this one time, y'all. He didn't see it before the premiere. He saw it at the premiere at the same time everybody else. And this is what he's getting from the first time. This is crazy, y'all. All right, go ahead.
So I was gonna say this reminded me, especially since you're sitting here on your own. By the way, shout out to that N64 shirt. That's dope.
Thank you.
But I was like, when you're sitting in solitary after something like this goes on, you think about all these memories, all those happy moments, those moments when you couldn't stop yourself from smiling ear to ear, period. Like, you just cannot stop yourself, right?
Yeah.
And those questions that you ask yourself, was it all worth it? Were those memories, was that time I spent all worth that? And like, yeah, man. And then not to mention, like, it just helps build and show just how deep the relationships were.
Absolutely, man. I'm so glad you got that. That was the whole reason why I did that right there, because I just really needed there to be, like, I felt like the music picks up there, and I felt like it was the best transition, and that's how we used this scene anyways, was to show more levels of the relationship, further solidify the levels and depths of the relationship, and you got it. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to show the happiness. Say, was it worth what you did? Yes. Yes, bro. Hold on. Ross Fleury said actresses killed the improv shots. Oh, we hadn't even got there yet. Okay.
Then you threw a wrench in the engine, busting up the throttle. Cherish when it's good and you got it. Cause it all tastes good till it's rotten. Bad feel good till it's not.
Yo, I just want to say something. I'm so glad that table didn't break, and we only got one shot of that. It was one of the improvs. So I guess, yeah. So I guess it wasn't too late. Yeah, we just kind of improv'd a lot in these shots, and Phil was just. So Phil, like, I sat down, and let me not freeze frame on my pelvis.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna critique the dancing in the video by you.
Hey,
not something you want
that
your
was my
bros to
magic
see,
mic.
but-
That was my magic mic. So anyways, so all of these actually were improv. So thank you, Ross, for pointing that out. What it was is, so we would basically, for the B-roll, and B-roll is the supporting story footage, okay, that is not me singing, okay? And what we were doing was, I was sat down. Remember when we sat down for this scene, and I'm like, all right, so what are we doing, Phil? You know, classic, this is what we do for every scene. And Phil says the kitchen scene was about the personality of the characters, and that's straight from the director. So, and he's absolutely correct. So he sets me down. He's like, all right, so here we want to have, you know, you know, singing to them, and, like, you know, there's back and forth. And I got this idea to do it where we do it where I'm not fully engaged, and but sometimes I'm engaged with them, sometimes I'm engaged with the audience, and sometimes they and, like, there was 2 different takes that we didn't use to clarify these 2 different styles. I feel like they meshed really well together. So sometimes they were oblivious, and sometimes they they were actually, they could hear what I was doing. So sometimes it was like Zach Morris, and then sometimes it, you know what I mean, like Saved by the Bell, for anybody who's seen Saved by the Bell, where he pauses everybody and then he talks to the third. So sometimes it was like a Zach Morris thing where they're not aware of what I'm doing when I'm, like, showing my real feelings, and then times where I'm actually showing them my real feelings. And it gave us just this depth to show, and all of that part was improv, and it was basically like Phil will tell us what to do, and then I gotta talk to the actress or actor and decide and be like, okay, so here's how we're gonna, you know, work, and like just kind of follow my lead. And man, Sarah, who's the girl right here in this scene, she's never acted to my knowledge before, and she's not like an actress or anything like that. She just is someone who has been really dope in the city since I moved to this region, and has been a buddy, and I just felt like she fit like the type of character I wanted, and she really just kind of shines. So she low-key might have a future and all of that. I don't know. We'll see how she goes, but she definitely has music, so you should check that out coming out. But anyways, yeah, so like right here is like basically like we just let the music play, and then we recorded what happened, and we were taking a certain kind of take during that whole time, and then we just kind of free-flowed together. And I feel like it's more organic. So for example, like right here, as you can see, I'm happy, and then you see it change right here. See, because you threw a wrench in the engine, and those are things that aren't planned. Those are things that when you're given room to get into character and to focus on just submitting to that character, those are the things that happen. And you know, to me, those things are crucial, because the music, you know, this doesn't decide how the song is supposed to be received, but I want it to be entertaining, and I want to put on a good experience and create a good experience for people watching. And yeah, it's relatable, you know?
Yeah, I still got some stuff to talk about character, and it's coming up quick, so
yeah. Okay,
I can't wait.
Giovanna, Tree Gang, I really felt something for this, and if you could elaborate a little bit, Giovanna. In the meantime, I'll check back on that comment. Sarah said, "I love the mix of props between the relationships." Go ahead, girl. Thank you so much. I'll take that credit on behalf of everybody, because everybody participated in that. And Escar Mendez says, "Rain Gang, you the man." So shout out to the homie. All right, let's go.
Cherish when it's good and you got it, 'cause it all tastes good till it's rotten. Bad
Oh yeah, I got the moves.
good till it's not, and you left with a whole lot.
Alright, sorry.
Till it's not, and you left with a whole lot. I wish you had forgotten. Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it? The way you left me hurting, hurting.
Hold on, I love that shot.
It all tastes good till it's rotten.
Right here.
Bad feel good till it's
Ready?
not, and you left
This
with a
transition.
whole lot. I wish you had forgotten. Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it?
Yeah.
The way you left me hurting, hurting. Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it?
I really like that puzzled look on your face right there too.
Which one?
Just like
Right here?
right there. Yeah, just like that moment when, like, especially at the end of a relationship, when you just literally want to say something but you don't even really have the words to say it. You're so puzzled that you're stuck almost.
Oh my god, yes. Like, I don't know, dude, I'm known for my facial expressions, and dude, I can't hide the way I feel. It's just the way it is. I don't know how to do it. You know, I do play calm, cool, and collected most of the time, but to be honest, man, my eyes tell everything. That's why I can't lie, man, because my eyes they'll tell you how I feel right then and there. And yeah, so thank you for recognizing that. Ross said, the table scene is such a reminder of real life and relationship relatableness. And you mean specifically when I got on the table and I was getting it. Yes, that's very relatable in real life.
Was it worth it?
I do that every day, actually. It's part of my workout. Okay, let's get back.
Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it? Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it? The way you left me hurting, hurting. Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it?
This part. I've been waiting for this.
Acting all cute, low key, could a model. Then you threw a wrench in the engine. busting up the throttle. Cherish when it's good and you got it. Cause
All right,
it
pause
tastes
it.
good till it's
So this spoke a lot to me, and this is what I was talking about being so excited and wanted to elaborate on. So, like, everybody knows in a relationship, like, you got to work towards a common goal, right? You got to work what's perfect for both parties. And this honestly made me feel like she wanted something to go her way, right? So she pushes the table down, lean towards her. She gets a little bit more. And then you were like, no, 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 it needs to be even. This needs to be equal for both of us. So you adjust it. And she's like, no, 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 perfect for me. And pushes it back down. And then you're like, and then at this point, you just got petty and you're like, oh, watch this. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was just supposed to represent the push and pull of the relationship and the fact that, you know, they're not seeing eye to eye, and it's kind of like it's a mixture of everything. So, you know, to go along with the song message where it's like, was it worth it? And then like how this subject feels, you know, about, you know, the like its turmoil. But one thing you got to notice is that the song doesn't have a conclusion. It does not come from a fact of like, was it worth it because we're done? It was it worth in general? The one thing I try not to do is force a conclusion of any record. If it's personal, maybe. But this isn't a personal record. This is a beautiful like situation, story, and power thing. Very, very touches on a lot of like a very complex situation, but makes it feel very simple and okay.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? And
yeah.
this particular part was I had just gotten up on the table and did my little thing, and we realized that this thing was very messed up. So I think Phil came up with this idea on the spot of maybe, but we were like really in sync, and we were just like, before he even finished what he's saying, it's like, oh, I know what you're trying to say. Okay, let's do this. But thanks to Phil for really thinking about this. When he saw that, he's like, what if y'all like went back and forth and pushed and pulled? And so I start to think about how it could make sense, and I talked to Tara about like, I'm just like, all right, so let's play this, and we did this one time. No, like just follow my lead, and she freaking killed it.
So something to build on what you said about being like something so complex and being able to like see it in a simple form, like to where you can catch it to where out without you and I having to sit here and tell you about, oh, this means that, right? Like exactly that's how I felt about when I interpreted it is like relationships are so complex and the worth it question is so complex. There's so much that goes into it, but little moments like this perfectly sum that up and give you an idea to look into that question for yourself. It makes me think about it versus you telling me what you want me to think about.
Exactly, bro. I don't want to tell people what to think. I just want to touch on things sometimes. You know, not every song has to have a specific purpose more than cause critical thinking and also help you feel good. I think that's what I love about this particular record, and even Pause and like Ignite and like other things. Like the one thing is I feel like this record can be played in pretty much any situation, whether you're feeling good, bad, or otherwise, and take you through that. And even if you
Mm-hmm.
can't relate to the subject matter, which is the significant other in this thing betrayed, you know, or somebody, I feel like it could fit if you're just listening to the song. It could fit someone betrayed you, or in general, maybe you betrayed yourself, or whatever. The thing is that what I love is that there is a story if you want to participate, but at the same time, it's still a dope concept that you don't have to participate in the story. Sorry, I got off subject. But anyways, let me
You're
get to
good.
this. So Vanessa said he looks like he chases in or puts effort in one relationship, and in the other she engages him and he responds with caution. Ooh, that's dope. I love how people can experience things in such a fresh way, you know, because we've all been in this, or me and the whole team have been involved in this since the idea of it. And so sometimes it's hard for us to see things from an objective experience in the finished product because we know what we were trying to do. And then we do see things that happen that we didn't try to do, But at the same time, like, there's no possible way we could look at this with fresh eyes unless we, like, don't look at it for a year and then come back. Thank you, Arlo, for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Okay, also, Ross said, yes, petty. Vanessa said, when you're upset and want him to just say you are right. Yes, that's exactly what's happening right here. I totally believe that. Sarah said, Trevor, don't play. Phil said, big shout out to that cheap table. Yes. Oh, my God. It might not have been cheap when it was made. I would say big shout out to the 30-year-old table. Let's say that. And Ross, don't be telling our business like that. All right, I'm going to rewind just a little bit. All right.
Acting all cute, low key, could a model. Then you threw a wrench in the engine, busting up the throttle. Cherish when it's good and you got it. Cause it all tastes good till it's rotten. Bad feel good till it's not in. You left with a whole lot of wish you had forgotten. Oh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it? The way you let me hurt it, hurt it.
I just got to give one more shout out to Sarah right there. I mean, look at that. Like, no one told her to do any of that.
Right.
She just did it. That's so dope. And then I just want to say big shout out to my face right after. All right.
Don't worry, I won't comment on the dance.
Why not, bro? I killed that. I freaking killed that. That was a vibe. What? You don't like my shoulders? Dude, I'm known for the shoulders, y'all.
If you dance like that to me, I'm not gonna appreciate it. But overall, yeah, you good, bro.
That's the I don't care. I'm feeling good. It's not about the dance. It's about the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm dancing on the couch.
Girl, we had it perfect, perfect. Tell me, was it worth it? Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it? The way you let me hurt it.
Pause. I really like how you show all the different emotions when they're not there. Like the sad and like the drinking, that like happy moment when you're dancing, you're feeling a vibe, like something's going right. That sad, like staring off into space moment, the just sitting back trying to relax moment, like all those different emotions that come. Like I really like that.
Bro, I'm so glad you got that because I specifically wanted to show the solo at the end. You know, they're pretty much in every scene up to this point. And it's kind of like now you've seen like the story, you've seen the relationship stuff, and now like here's the end of the story is that I'm sitting here alone thinking about what you did. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's where the decision making process is. And it's like and the whole vibe of the song is I know I'm valuable and I'm not going to let what you did like terrorize me.
Yep.
All I want to know is, was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, like V said, get them with those shoulders. Hey, I feel you. Thank you. All right. So yeah, so like what I loved is like these moments again, just big shout out to the team and Phil for allowing these moments, for the team putting up with the extra time it takes to get these moments. Big shout out to Phil for not being a jerk director, but being a serving director, who serves the overall goal rather than he's on time. He likes to be on time. He's very serious on the entire set, and and all of that, and he's doing that. But at the same time, like he's willing to go the extra mile if I feel like so. For example, in these, I remember I could just tell I didn't do it, and I was like, "Can I have another take?" And in fact, all the kitchen stuff, like he let me ask for another take because we knew it was necessary. We've done another music video since this that'll come out later or whatever, and on that, it wasn't always necessary, but sometimes it is, and it's like as long as I don't abuse that, I think you know, that's the beauty of the relationship. I respect that he's got our best interest in mind, and he respects my creativity in the moment as the artist. And man, I can't say thank you enough to the entire team for allowing that energy to exist. Because if it wasn't for everybody involved legitimately wanting to achieve a great goal and just having zero ego, I mean zero, everybody wants to serve everybody on this thing and just be great teammates, and like it's crucial. And the D Pro dog, your audio is all jacked up, panned to the left, low volume. Okay, well, I mean it's on my shirt, so test 1, 1, 2, 3. Probably, yeah, I see that. It's good though. I'm chill with it. Should maybe turn it my. Anyways, I'm distracted now. All right, Phil said dope, and Ross said the kitchen. Phil let Trevor roll. Yeah, I remember that, and you'll see it later here at the end. Okay, did you have anything else you want to say about this right now, or you want me to replay it real quick?
No, you're good. You can hit play.
Perfect. Tell me, was it worth it? Ooh, tell me, was it worth it? Worth it. The way you let me hurt it. Girl, we had it perfect. Tell me.
I'm gonna say something. This is mad interesting. So, I don't know if you noticed, but this was not on purpose. But this just happened to be the absolute only take in the shirt that I used.
I didn't, but I did notice what looks like possibly that girl's lingerie laying on the bed behind you.
That's possible. I don't know. I can't tell. But it is that girl's scene. So, you know, we did a solo take for each relationship's scene. And so it's just, I just felt like there's no point in using something just to use it. But this look just really, I felt, brought everything home. It's like for all the fun stuff and all the everything, but this was like, I just felt like this look just really summed the reality and complexity of the situation and how it would make the subject feel.
Yeah. Yeah, that look on your face right there, like I was saying before, is just like you see all these other emotions, and then you see that real deep, puzzled, like thinking critically, was it worth it? And I love that.
And also, I mean, I picked out this MTV shirt on purpose, so like I wanted to make sure I wore it somewhere. But honestly, I'm so glad that part. I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. And honestly, even though it's the first time you see this shot and the only time you see this particular type of shot in the whole thing, from this shot, I just said shot like 27,000 times, but it doesn't feel like it's a different video.
Right.
It's pretty cool. All right, it's on you.
Girl, we had it perfect. Tell me, was it worth it?
Also, the pink flamingo, I noticed sitting in the back all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, I mean, the pink flamingo's been in the
Yeah.
shot the whole time.
No,
but
so that's what I'm saying. It was at the very beginning, and it's like that's the one thing that I see that you kept from that original relationship. Like everything else, like you're in a different room, you know what I mean? But now you still got that flamingo, like that's mine. And through all this, that's mine.
So the flamingo is an Easter egg, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Uh-oh.
That's it. It's the only time I'm gonna say it. Now I'm moving on. Okay. So this kitchen scene, though, at the end, is really the epitome of me feeling comfortable enough to say, like, within a take, like, be like, oh, no, I got it. Let's put back. And I literally did it 3 times, because each time it finished in my head. It further extended to, like, what was supposed to be the whole thing. And I felt comfortable enough to ask for that. And I knew that and I believe that Phil knew that if he just let me just go, it would take less time, you know. And I think also that's probably just some wisdom on Phil's part for, you know, for trusting that, and then also realizing that if we were to discuss why I had an idea and all of that stuff, it might change the energy in the moment. So I love this part. I just want to watch it real quick.
Perfect. Tell me, was it worth it?
I'm saying backstage,
So-
wait for it. Wait for it. That was it.
So I was gonna comment on two things there. One, it's like that moment when you're finally like, I'm moving forward, I'm doing my own thing. You get up, you walk away nonchalant, and then you're like, but wait, I'm taking a piece of this with me.
Yes. Yes. It can be so many different things, but in this, it's that feeling of like, I'm done with this, like this situation. Doesn't mean you're done with the person. Doesn't mean you're done with the, I'm over this. I'm done with it. But like, there's that little petty fun part where it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So not only did I take that as like that petty fun part, but I also took it like you took the lesson with you of everything that you went through.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, man. Like that's honestly one of my favorite pieces is just the fact that this was able to happen. That, and I just that's why I love doing our productions, man, because I know that every time there's gonna be some gems in there, and just for the sake, I want to let the credits roll, and so Roz had said something, and Stacy had said something, and I think someone else said something. All of us had the same idea to do, like we were all, I mean, we were dead tired by this time, and like I remember literally right before we were doing like the last shot or something, or the last scene with Stacy and some of my solo stuff, I literally closed my eyes and I was like, if they can do this, I can do this. And like we were just so dead. I mean, ridiculous. And you know, it's hard having to literally, I mean, 12 hours, bro, 12 hours of me having to be on over and over and over and deliver a consistent delivery and like deliver the emotions and, you know, the thing. And so, like, someone had the idea, but everyone's energy was great. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
So the idea came up for us to just have the crew come in and you know, groove along with it so I can highlight. And the one thing I love the most is to shout out the people I work with. That is my favorite thing, because I feel like my value, or a big portion of a person's value comes from the community and the company they keep. I think that says way more about a person than any experience of that person solo.
So I wanted to comment too. I thought it was so cool that you showed everybody involved, because you never see that like ever in music videos. I seen it maybe 3 times of all the music videos I've seen, and just seeing that you pay homage to those people that you spent all those hours with, I thought was really cool. And then like I can literally see how relieved everybody is. Like,
Yeah.
cool, we get to go home now. And
It
they're
was-
so
yeah.
happy about it that they feel refreshed almost to get this scene done. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, and also nobody was tired of the song, and that was another reason why we felt so strongly about the song. Is like, once again, people were saying like, I'm still singing the song, 12 hours in, hearing the song over and over and over again, and that's just how we knew we had a great production, great energy, even though it was a great cost, as far as like, you know, personal sacrifices for everybody to keep their energy up in their, you know, I mean, that's what productions like this is. Studio, film, the whole 9 yards, every piece of it is takes a sacrifice of self, and pushing towards, like, it just takes a certain type of thing. And it's not for everybody, but everyone has something that they're willing to sacrifice for. And I'm grateful that everybody that's involved in my creative team that I get to work with, they are all willing to sacrifice for the jointly agreed upon goal. and so anyways, yeah, I just want to talk about. So Stacy, she's a professional model and an actress. Tevin, there's Tevin. BTS, he drops his stuff. He was asleep on the ground right before that. And there's Sarah. And yeah, like I said, she did this because she was just a friend, and she was down. And there's JP. And he really is one of the coolest people alive. And there's Phil. He's here. And that literally was his first smile. And I remember thinking to myself, he's smiling. And then there's Reese. That's my stunt double. And he's also like my look-alike. And there's Ross, the big man. This was his first music video with together, and he had a great time.
I laughed hard at this.
Bro, I was look, we didn't tell everybody what to do, but I'm surprised that that's what he thought to do. And that's why I put underneath, I said he's fired, but just kidding, because he's like low-key mad crucial to everything. And I want to give a personal shout out to the people who weren't in the end credits, which is Constance Elaine, Fade Factory 256, who takes care of my beard. My beard is quarantine beard right now, so don't judge them on that, but judge them on the music video. Hannah Heathco, who does my hair and has done my hair for the longest, and they always take care of me before the shoots. And then Library of, Orange Beard Films, TLM Group, and of course, I want to give a big shout out to you, brother. Anything else you have? Any other thoughts on this?
Not too much, man. Not too much. I think I got most of the big points.
That's what's up. I'm gonna take a look at these comments. Vanessa said, "I love the credits." Ross said, "Fueled us all at the end. Improvisation at its finest, and the artist and the talent shouting out the crew." Sarah said she loves the credits. Vanessa said, "Looks like family, a mood, a vibe." Yeah, I mean, most of us have like. Stacy, I had worked with a bunch of times before, but just not on music stuff. And everyone else except for the actresses, we'd already done a production together. This was our second production, and we've already done a third production together, and we're gonna keep going. And I'm just so grateful for how everything came out. And I love that I can write good music, and we have a great process, and we have great listeners, supporters. Tree Gang, everything. It's dope. So thank you for everyone who was here for the live stream. Anyone watching it back, make sure you leave a comment. For all of you who are here, I just want to say thank you to all of you who showed up, celebrate, and your consistent support by showing up to the premieres, by viewing, the videos, sharing, liking, and commenting on the videos is so crucial. Sometimes here on YouTube, you get used to like just people just shouting at you to like the video, or doing some cheap ploy to get you to like a video or comment or all that stuff. I don't consider myself like a typical YouTuber. I'm just an artist trying to make good content, and I'm loving it here on YouTube. But what I love is that, I'm only going to ask you once, and that is to support however you feel you can best support. And to me, that's good enough. And I just want to say, it's you that makes it possible, that makes any of this even possible. And please subscribe to Colt's YouTube channel, Raining Reacts. You can find a direct link to his channel in my, in a link to, or on my YouTube, in my featured channels section. Like on my channel, there's a featured channel section. You can go find his channel there, and so go subscribe to him. Show him some love for being here. Thank you, Colt, for co-hosting. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate spending time and getting your perspective, because there's so many times I sit and record a video and I'm like, man, I wonder were they thinking this? And it was cool to actually get it all from you.
That is dope. I can't wait to go see your actual first time reaction. So when is that going to be up?
I'm gonna try to have it up Actually, I will have it up before 8 p.m. Pacific time, so 10
Oh.
your time.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, that'll be up tonight, and I can't wait to go check that out. And I'll share that everywhere that I can share that, and so y'all will see that. And then, so here is the biggest thing for everyone who is. Oh, I'm getting some feedback. Sorry, guys. For everyone that is still here, I have something that is extremely exclusive that only people who get to this point of the video will see. This is not something I've ever said publicly. I know that at least one person, two people in this live stream are actually a part of it. And this is not something you can buy your way into. It's not something that costs money. It is only something you can qualify for by being like a consistent person who has shown serious interest in what we're doing and who cares about, you know, just that next level of being a part of what I'm doing and what we're creating. And it's called the inner circle. And so what I'm going to do is give you the chance at the bottom of the description of this video is going to be a phone number. All you have to do is text it. And when I tell you, this is not like that stereotypical thing where like people are like, oh, you're going to get my phone number and like then it's just like automated messages. The only automated messages you'll get is for you to fill out the form so that I can know what's up and who you are. But you're going to be able to have direct contact with me. You're going to get to hear and give me feedback during the process of the creation. In fact, these people, if you're still here, Vanessa and Shine, they can tell you they got to see the music video, the pre-release version of the music video before everyone else. They got to give me feedback on the cover art before the song way before the song even released. They got to hear the song before I even had a final master. They got to give me input on other songs since then, and I get to ask questions, and they get, you know, first dibs on tickets and the whole 9 yards. But the point is that this isn't just some like fan group. This is literally, if you're just happen to be someone who really wants to be involved, all you have to do is be involved. So thank you for being here for the celebration. This is the only time I'm going to mention it. It is not a public group. But I can't wait to have people who want to be involved. And so thank you very much. As soon as we're done with this live stream, I'm going to put the number at the bottom of this video, like the description. All right. If you want to be a part of growth outside of that, just share the music video. I love you all, and that's the end of our live stream. Wait, hold on. Ross Fleury says, who gets to hear songs before the final master and get to give feedback? Oh, yeah, nobody. Yeah, that's right. And Sarah says, for real, that's right, yes. And Vanessa said, yes, we did. That's dope. All right, well, I love you all. That's the end of this live stream. Tree Gang!